In the early 13th century, the world had no idea what was coming. There were no grand warnings, no colossal armies marching from the east, and yet, within a single lifetime, one man would conquer more land than any ruler before or since. His name was Genghis Khan. To some, he was a monster, an unstoppable force of destruction. To others, he was a visionary, a lawgiver, and the architect of a new world order. But the truth is far more complex. This isn't just a story of conquest. This is the story of how a poor, abandoned boy from the brutal Mongolian steppe rose to command the greatest empire in human history, starting with barely 20,000 warriors. How did he do it? The answer will change how you see power, leadership, and the very course of history. Before he was known as Genghis Khan, his name was Temujin. He was born into a harsh and unforgiving world, where survival was a daily battle of strength and wits. His father was a minor tribal chief, respected but not powerful. When Temujin was still a boy, his father was poisoned by a rival clan. In an instant, his world collapsed. The tribe, fearing weakness, abandoned Temujin's family. They were cast out, left to starve on the vast, open steppe. His mother, Holin, fought desperately to keep her children alive, hunting, gathering, and teaching them a resilience that would define them. Temujin learned early that trust was fragile and power was the only guarantee of survival. This childhood of hunger and betrayal forged him. He learned one lesson above all others. No one would protect him unless he was strong enough to protect himself. It was a lesson written in frost and blood. As a teenager, his struggles only intensified. Temujin was captured by a rival tribe and forced into slavery, a wooden collar locked around his neck. Escape was considered impossible, but it did Italiano. This daring act became the stuff of legend and a defining moment in his life. Instead of immediately seeking revenge with brute force, Temujin began to do something revolutionary. He started building alliances. He understood something that few leaders of his time did. Loyalty, earned through respect, was far more valuable than loyalty demanded by blood. While other tribal chiefs relied on family ties and ancient customs, Temujin promoted people based on their ability, courage, and unwavering loyalty to him. This radical idea was like a magnet. It attracted followers from every background: former enemies, outcasts, and skilled warriors searching for a purpose greater than just survival. Slowly, painstakingly, tribe by tribe, Temujin united the fractured and warring peoples of the Mongol steppe. He didn't just conquer them, he absorbed them into a new, unified identity. In 1206, at a great gathering, he was declared Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. But his real power was just beginning to take shape. Genghis Khan didn't build the largest army in the world. He built the smartest, fastest, and deadliest. His entire military system was a revolution on horseback. First, speed was everything. Every Mongol warrior was a master horseman from childhood. They rode with multiple horses, switching mounts on the move to cover incredible distances without rest. They could appear out of nowhere, strike, and vanish before an enemy could even organize a response. Their armies moved faster than news of their approach. Second, they had unmatched firepower. Mongol archers were legendary. They could fire with deadly precision from full gallop, unleashing a storm of arrows on their enemies. Their composite bows, made from iron sinew and wood, had a longer range and more penetrating power than anything their opponents possessed. This allowed them to weaken and disorganize enemy formations from a distance, long before the clash of swords began. But perhaps their most powerful weapon was psychological. The Mongols were masters of terror. Before attacking a city, they would often give it a choice: surrender unconditionally, or face total annihilation. They would allow a few terrified survivors to escape from a conquered city to spread stories of their ferocity. This fear would often paralyze the next city in their path. They also perfected the art of deception, using tactics like fake retreats to lure enemies into traps, lighting vast numbers of campfires at night to exaggerate their numbers, and launching sudden, devastating ambushes. Many cities, hearing the terrifying tales, surrendered without a single fight. And finally, none of this would have been possible without brilliant intelligence and communication. Genghis Khan created one of the world's first organized intelligence networks, an elaborate system of messengers, scouts, and spies, known as the Yam. could carry information faster than any other empire. This network kept him constantly informed, allowing him to adapt his strategies in real time. With a small but elite force of about 20,000 core warriors, Genghis Khan launched campaigns that would reshape the world. He turned his attention to the great empires surrounding Mongolia. In China, he faced massive, fortified cities that were thought to be invincible. He learned from his enemies, capturing engineers who taught his army how to build, and used siege weapons like catapults and battering rams, turning the strength of fortified walls into a weakness. He then swept into Central Asia, where entire empires collapsed in his path. The Khwarezmian Empire, once a dominant power, was completely dismantled within a few years. From there, his forces pushed into Persia, its great cities falling to the Mongols' signature combination of speed, precision, and terror. Each victory brought new soldiers, new technologies, and new knowledge into his ever-expanding empire. Yet, unlike many conquerors, Genghis Khan often spared those who surrendered peacefully. He rewarded loyalty fiercely but punished betrayal without mercy. Despite his fearsome reputation as a destroyer, Genghis Khan was also a builder of order. He wasn't a chaotic tyrant. He introduced the Yasa, a strict, written legal code that applied to everyone, from the lowest soldier to his own family. Stealing, lying, and adultery were severely punished. But the Yasa also promoted concepts far ahead of its time. It guaranteed complete religious freedom across the empire, mandated that leaders be chosen based on merit, not birthright, and offered protection to merchants and ambassadors. Under his rule, corruption was stamped out, and trade flourished. The Silk Road, once a patchwork of dangerous territories, became safer than it had ever been. A person could supposedly travel from one end of the Mongol Empire to the other with a gold plate on their head and never be harmed. For the first time, East and West were connected through a stable, continent-spanning system of communication and commerce, leading to an unprecedented exchange of goods, ideas, and culture. So who was the man behind this monumental legacy? Genghis Khan lived simply. He rejected the luxuries of the empires he conquered, wearing plain clothes and eating the same food as his soldiers. He believed that true strength came from unity and discipline, not privilege. He valued loyalty above all else, even family bloodlines. While his warfare was ruthless, he protected artisans, scholars, and religious leaders from all faiths, understanding their value to a stable empire. His vision was never just about conquest. It was about creating a new world, united under a single law. In 1227, during a military campaign, Genghis Khan died. True to his character, his burial location was kept a secret and remains one of history's greatest mysteries, hidden somewhere in the vast Mongolian landscape. But his empire did not die with him. His sons and grandsons, following his strategic blueprint, would go on to expand it even further, creating the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever known, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. Today, his impact is still felt. Millions of people carry his genetic legacy. His conquests redrew the map of the world, shaping the borders and nations we know today. Genghis Khan was more than a conqueror. He was a strategist, a revolutionary, and a unifier. A man forged by unimaginable hardship who reshaped the world through sheer force of will, discipline, and an undeniable genius for leadership. With just 20,000 warriors, he proved a timeless truth. Greatness isn't measured in numbers, but in vision. If you found this story as powerful as we did, please hit that like button, share it with a friend who loves history, and subscribe for more stories that show how our past is still shaping our future. Thanks for watching.